Hello fellow hunters of the blue, and welcome to my channel and welcome to Zero Skill, a series of videos where I show you methods of painting apparently complex things in a way that requires almost no skill whatsoever. In today's video I'm going to tackle the most requested episode on this series, Red, with results way above tabletop quality, with very simple steps and with a final optional highlight to spice up your characters or important units. But before we start, let me talk to you about today's video sponsor, World Anvil. World Anvil is an ultimate all-in-one software for tabletop gamers, fantasy novelists, and anyone who loves creative world building. World Anvil is not just one tool, it's 3 complete creative toolsets: a world building suite, a campaign manager, and a novel writing and publishing tool. Interactive maps and tools can help you build and track progress on your Age of Sigmar or Warhammer 40,000 narrative games. Keep essential lore and stats one quick click away for fast, hassle-free prep and immersive sessions. See why 2 million game masters use World Anvil for their campaigns. Go to worldanvil.com now and use the code Juan to get an amazing 51% off of your yearly plans. Whether you are an RPG enthusiast or like to create narrative tabletop campaigns, check out worldanvil.com and don't forget to use the code Juan with your yearly plans. Thanks World Anvil for sponsoring this video, and now, let's get cracking. As you can see, we are starting from a base coat of Wraithbone spray. You can still see some of the really ugly blue plastic underneath, but it's not a big deal and it's not going to affect our paint job, so don't really stress too much about that. And the first step is going to be a 1-to-1 layer of Striking Scorpion Green. Yes, you heard right, Striking Scorpion Green and Contrast Medium. As always, apply this in a very careful and deliberate way. If you have any doubts on how to apply contrast paints properly, go and follow my tutorial on that I will have linked in the description and in the top right corner. But the general gist of it is you go section by section, and once you finish a section, you go out and clean any of the excess that is pulling up. Use a very large brush, the largest one you have. In my case, it's a size 4 Rosemary & Co. Series 33, you have the links to that in the description as well. For my dry brushing today, I'm going to use the ARTIFY 5-piece dry brush set, which is, to me, bang for your buck, the absolute best dry brushes you can get in the market. I fully endorse it. This is not a sponsored video. Since I tried them, they have been my go-to brushes, and for the price, you cannot compete. They come in this lovely case with some sponge and some soap to clean them up. They have 5 sizes and the quality is amazing. They are sold through Amazon, super easy to get, and if you want to support me, I have an affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment of this video. Thanks. Admittedly, this is a very weird blowed angel, but we are going to fix that later on. First, we need to do a little bit of dry brushing so we have the perfect pre-shading, and for this I'm going to start with Dawn Yellow. I'm going to focus this dry brush towards the upper facing areas to simulate as best as possible a Sunnyfall effect. It's very important to note that the less green we leave, the brighter the model will look, and the more green we leave, the darker the model will look overall. So you need to decide which kind of red you want. The deeper the red, the more green you have to leave, and the brighter the red, the more yellow you have to apply. For my first passes, I'm starting with number 5 of the ARTIFY dry brushes, just to get a general highlight going on. I'm trying to be careful to not pick up any of the recesses. I'm now going to refine this dry brush using the smallest one, the number 3. And I will treat this more as a kind of stipple than as a normal dry brush. Just concentrating this in the upper facing areas, creating the most zenithal approach, the most zenithal looking highlight I can, but also picking up the edges and stuff like that in smaller areas that couldn't be caught by the larger dry brush. With that step done, I'm going to move into pure white, again with the smallest of the dry brushes, and I'm going to just emphasize what we did in the last step, concentrating this towards edges and stuff like that. The better we do this dry brush step, the better the model is going to look when we apply our final layer. So it is important to take our time and do this as best as we can. Especially in this color scheme, it's very important that all of the edges are picked up with our dry brush, because we want the edges to be bright and red, and for that we need no green to be there. The green is just to deepen up our shadows. With this step done, and still a very weird blood angel, it's time for the final step and what's going to bring everything together, and that is a single layer of Blood Angels Red. No dilution whatsoever, just straight up Blood Angels Red. Blood Angels Red is naturally quite transparent and not the strongest contrast paint, so one single layer is enough. And in this case, we don't even want a super thick layer. We just want to glaze this or to cover this and filter this with red. All of the heavy lifting is being done by the previous work. And that's when the genius of this technique comes into play, because using Striking Scorpion Green that has quite a lot of yellow in it means that it's still providing a lot of vibrancy, while it also solves the main issue I have with Blood Angels Red, which is that it's not dark enough in the dark spaces, but look at how beautifully dark it gets in the shadows now. And remember, the most important part here is to go slowly and to make sure we don't leave any pullings anywhere or any uneven surfaces. Look at how vibrant and beautiful that red is getting once it's dry. You can see here that I have a lot of green, it gets very dark, and the parts where I have less green it gets very vibrant. Just by regulating how much green you use or how much green you left on the model, you are going to easily be able to tone down the intensity of your red and modulate the red to what you want. The red is now dry and I'm very happy with how it looks, but you know, I always add some extra highlights to these paint jobs just to, spice them up a little bit. These are always optional. I would be happy with this red for a tabletop mini, but I want to start highlighting this a little bit more just on the front facing side, just, so it looks better for the pictures mainly. And our first step is going to use a mix of 1 part Wild Rider Red and 1 part Towlight Ochre. I'm just going to pick up the upward facing edges. And we can even add a little bit of a volumetric highlight here and there. With those key highlights done, and it didn't took very much time, you can see how better the model looks. And I only did them in this view just for the main view of the model, which is where you can see his eyes. And for the final highlight, I'm going to use just pure Towlight Ochre. If you want a more vibrant looking Dark Angels, you can probably use different colors, but I'm using the more moody color palette. With the rest of the model painted, it really looks amazing, and adding some spicy details like the glowing eyes really elevates the model and hides the flaws it might have. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget that if you like my videos and want to help me make them, you can follow me on social media. You have the links to all my social media in the description below and the pinned comment of this video. share and like this video, but most importantly there is Patreon and channel members. Patrons and members allow me to do all the cool videos that I want to make, and most importantly they allow me to be able to release videos here for free on YouTube. Perks include access to an amazing Discord community full of lovely people, access to many more Patreon exclusive videos, and now private one-on-one online tutorings. Help me and join the list of the coolest persons in the planet, including Ebony, Rogelio Thomas, Geek Daddy, Chris, Jamie Decat, Mathix, Wandering Perias, Steofine, Peter McIlroy, Quintango, TTSS Productions, Jay Hoover, Nicholas Acebar, Minis Mayev, Will Harris, Benjamin, William February Albeo, Jessica Curtis, Emily, Queen of Sloths, Nicholas Davis, Agon David, Pablo Cuesta, Benjamin Barbet, Pumpkin Hill, Chris Black, Jacob, Matthias Babiuk, Andrew Michensko, Alan Miller, Jake Staines, Stefan Zimmerman, Andrew Walden, Tom, Dr. Mike, Martin Rivera, Szechual, PJM, David Rady, Matt Wallis, Robert McKillon, Mark Carter, Chester Ross, Matt Griffiths, Arkealos, Taylor Hughes, Chris Gilroy, Allman Gaming, Spacey Joe, Mark Watson, Hamish Donald, Matthew Lang, Iñigo García, Star Wars Stavro, Shinji Wo, Mark Regueira, Romain, Ars Miniatura, Jazz Rex, Joe Ofu, Dr. Cathaber, Angelos Alexos, Des, Ranier Hogbark, Mark Valencoop, Felix Franke, Aaron Bernstein, Damil Ramin, Bolsey, Phil Wahlberg, Terry Denham, Plunge, Howard Horville, Stephanie Old, Painting Peter, Stephen Rockford, Ryan Nilsson, Oscar Jonathan Thomberg, Nin Nguyen, Damako Cristalios, Bartosz Badensky, Kevin Mian, Darcy Farrar, Natius Maximus, Aaron Del, Javi Mota, Emon Patton, Alan Thaxton, Heather Amstead, Mark Atkinson, Mark Jarvis, Fergal, Josh Simpson, Christopher Moret, G-Force, Dr. B, Bartholomew Cahuza, Leonard Lindemann, Keno Mulfer, Andrew Dyer, and Kevin Sulers. And as for me, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.